What's up, folks? We got another Overwatch 2 replay to review here, and this is watching my nephew Donald. Yeah, there we go, playing as Sigma. Okay, interesting. And now I play with my nephew, which is something I really enjoy. I play with both my nephews, which is something I really enjoy. It's a really good time. We don't see each other very often, which is a shame. So it's really nice to have like the live voice chat and have a interactive shared activity that we can do together. So I really love doing this with them. And so this is a replay that I was not in. So I didn't see this game in play because he was playing without us. So my nephew Wolf sent me this one to go ahead and observe, to go ahead and see how he plays. And this is great practice for me. I like watching replays when a good one is sent to me so that I can kind of learn things that I wouldn't otherwise know. That's a good start. But also just kind of to watch the play here. So my nephews both play tank, almost exclusively. Well, they'll switch on to a little damage, but mostly tank. But I am unused to seeing them play as Sigma. This is new. I'm not totally sure I've seen either of them play as Sigma very much. And when we're playing together, I can kind of see what they're doing, but a lot of the time I'm playing support, and it's a little bit hard to kind of follow, just because I'm kind of in the middle of it too. So I should watch more of our replays, but I usually don't. Ooh, May. But this again was one that was sent specifically to me. Ooh, sneaky revive Mercy. That was gutsy. And that was gutsy because Mercy is very vulnerable when Mercy does the res. And was smack in the middle of the enemy team when that happened. And this Ramatra, I don't know why this Ramatra's out in front like this. It seems to be working. The team is catching up, but if the blue team was present to defend against that, that would have absolutely ended that tank's run and then would have allowed the team to clean up the rest of the offense. So that was a very risky play from the red team. And this Ramatra is just getting rocked all over the place. And that Ramatra Mercy for the slows, or not Mercy, May. Ramatra May for the slows, and then also the what you call it, Brigitte for the area heals and extra melee is a nasty combo. Yeah, it's rocking. And again, this tank is too far forward. It's working, but again, they're a little bit too far forward. That time the team was able to catch up, and the Mercy res, God, a Mercy res back and forth. Oh, life grip, very nice, very nice. I love Lightweaver. People dunk on Lightweaver a lot, but he's a really phenomenal hero because there are times where you do something dumb, you're like, that was dumb. Lightweaver can protect you from those moments. Okay, second death. First one was a res. This is a quick game. And there's a Junkrat flanking back there, duking it out with the Mercy. Don't know why we're punching a wall here. Don't know why we're doing that. What are you doing, buddy? I'm gonna give you crap for that. Practicing some of the shots, checking the angles, just sort of throwing stuff around. I will say, both my nephews, I'm gonna tease you both about this, have a little bit of a funny habit of taking a while to get back into the game. Like they do an unwind, they do some calisthenics, they take the scenic route and do some stuff, and then get back into the fight. You guys both do it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't do that. Come on, back in. Go. And there again. The rock, okay, through the door. I do that. It's not the best play, but I do that. Sometimes you land a phenomenal hit when you do that. And that sometimes is worth it, because it recharges really quickly. Ooh, the flanker, okay. A wild. And this would have been a recent replay, so this is Season 9, where Junkrat supposedly sucks. Okay, held that ult for a long time. I'm going to quote Emong, the coach here, and say that you should use that sooner than that. But it was very effective. But they didn't need to get here before the ult was used. And I don't think that does anything against the melee. Rock! I love it. Sigma's a funny one. When I'm playing Ramatra, I really enjoy going up against the Sigma because it's usually a very favorable matchup, but there are a few things more satisfying than playing as a tank that just like flattens people with a rock and they just fall over. So yeah, if you're considering a tank to play, Sigma's a lot of fun. And has a lot of utility too, and a ton of survivability. Area effect damage, a barrier to protect the rest of your team, the Singularity to absorb bullets, which I think probably would have given you some extra help there, okay. And this Ramatra is running a little bit roughshod over here. But this is just defense. You still have the offense turn. Round 1 complete. Dun dun dun. Alright. Okay, round 2. This is a really challenging map for offense, I find. There are several really scary choke points where there's a huge advantage for the defenders. And not a ton of reverse areas that are really effective for the attackers. Except that you have move and cover the whole time, I suppose, which is a thing. But okay, thoughts on the offensive round. It went fairly quickly. Aggressive Mercy Res is really helpful. I don't know that Sigma's the best choice against Ramatra. Ramatra can punch through barriers, doesn't care about your singularity. The rocks do knock him over. I don't think his block even will block them. But it didn't seem to slow him down very much because it certainly wasn't getting him killed. But yeah, Orisa. Now, Orisa is one of the better picks against Ramatra because the Javelin and Javelin Spin both let you keep him at a distance to protect your teammates and then also just to keep him from getting the full effectiveness from his punches. Doesn't rely on barriers for defense because Ramatra doesn't care about barriers. Yeah, so like Orisa is one of my favorite tanks in Season 9. Really enjoy it because a lot of people talk about how her durability went down, which of course it did. But her space controlling and beating up on squishies got better. And then her gun is probably the most improved tank weapon in the entire season. So offensively, she got a big buff, even if defensively she took a bit of a debuff. So she's a much more aggressive tank than she was before. But I kind of like that, because in Season 8, Orisa would just never die. Wasn't always all that effective, but just would never, ever die. And now that she does it all, it's nice. And that, wow, that was a lot of damage on that Ramatra. And this, like, I would have thrown out several javelins by now. Might have been a waste. There's one. There's just bullying and making space. And keeping them back gives range for your damage and your supports to kind of get in there and make a mess. I've done that before, Ramatra. I get it. You got stuck in a corner. It happens. I'm not going to say it happens to the best of us because I am not the best of us, but it definitely happens to other players. Ooh, that nice javelin on the Mei. You see the javelin just, like, takes heroes who are dangerous at close range and keeps them at arm's length where you can really get a difference out of that buffed gun. So the offense... So playing on defense... Ooh, that was a good call. I don't think Ryan is a great pick against Orisa. I think should have stuck with Ramatra. Might be better... Again, ooh, and it's Zen. I will say, so I just talked about... Oh no, the ice block into the lake. Oh! Bye, Mei. And that was phenomenal. I didn't actually realize you could move a hero that had ice blocked. I don't know if it happened before or after the ice block. You may not be able to move an ice block, but she ice blocked after she was already in the air, maybe. This was a very aggressive pick, but you know what? Flanky Moira, I gotta deal with it. Did not deal with it. Did deal with it. There we go. Cool, okay. And that, okay, so a couple different times in a video I did before this and one and then this video. Ooh, Doomfist, interesting pick. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, Doomfist is divey, but you still shouldn't dive on the entire friendly team into a wall. I've talked several times about tanks getting too deep, too far forward. Now, tanks running in the backfield and protecting the rest of their team, that is something I don't see enough of, and is something that Orisa is particularly good at. So chasing down that Moira was a little bit too deep, but the concept was really good, because it kept that Moira from becoming the problem for the rest of the team, and probably kept you alive, because, I mean, that part aside, probably kept you alive because then the rest of your team was able to back you up. So I think that's a really important skill to master as a tank, noticing your flankers, protecting your team from them, taking the time sometimes to run someone down so they're not a problem later, and then focusing back on the front. You want to make sure your focus is split between the two, so you're not doing one at the expense of the other, but it's a very valuable skill to be able to protect your squishies as a tank. That was great. There, oh yeah, love it, love it, love it! Didn't quite get him in the water, but it's still good. Oh, a little deep, a little deep. And here, this is that tunnel vision going right into the enemy team. And yes, you're chasing down a Bastion, but there's a good chance you will die for this. Yeah. So, got some progress, but the enemy team was able to push the rest of your team back, and you didn't have to do that. You could have javelined or poked that, like you javelined him off the high ground, that was phenomenal. You could have then javelined him again into the water, or otherwise used your javelin spin purely defensively, just to block the damage from the Bastion without actually advancing that far. or tried to catch up some of the other members of the enemy team in that at the same time. Push a couple of them forward so the rest of your team had a chance to follow up. Because this, you should not have been back in this corner. You didn't have to be back in this corner dealing with that same thing again. And okay, that javelin spent, there's that tunnel vision again. You're doing well, this is fine. But you want to be able to switch targets a little bit. Especially if you're moving. Oh, moved at the last second, Mercy. That was lucky. And there, yeah, there it is. You had your fortify up, but it's not going to save you. Oh, man. Yeah, this is good play. I'm still enjoying watching this. Absolutely. But yeah, a couple quick things. So again, Javelin's been using as an area control, where you push back the opposing team and absorb incoming fire for your squishies, instead of just using that to chase opponents down. Like, you can use it a little bit without advancing. I usually do use it to advance, but you don't have to. Good use of it for just the speed boost, because it does recharge fairly quickly, but you're missing that. Oh, nice. Moira got a little overconfident. Here you do want to check the high ground. And you may have gotten saved that there was, yeah, the Zen ult, I think, saved a lot of the team there. Junker Queen is a tough one. I'm seeing a lot more of her now, and I don't know how to play against her because I don't understand her at all. Ooh, very nice. But she's got a good hitbox, or a good headshot hitbox. Ah, the wall. And now you don't know where the payload is. You don't know where objective is, and you should be checking that. I'm betting it's pretty far back, and I don't know if anyone's pushing it. Or Zen may be riding on it. Yeah, Zen's riding on it, but it's way back there, and you could have pushed up with that. This worked out, but now you have to go back to it and kind of help it catch up where you could have been advancing with it. Now, you did get lucky, though. No one died for that extra advance, but this is a little deep. Payload is there now. Team is backing you up. That's good. Very good. Pushing the whole team back and then pulling back to the side of your supports. Excellent. I personally love the flinging the javelins off because sometimes those do connect, and they're not off by much. And some of them are connected. So I got, yeah, there it is. I don't worry. I'm not concerned at all that some of those javelins are not landing. You're doing great. Now this is tunnel vision. You're not totally sure the rest of the team is gone, and you're way in a corner away from where your team can support, and they could have been getting taken apart behind. But it worked out. Very nice. Good job. Cool. Round 2. Excellent.
Score 3-3.
See how this goes.
Initiating match.
See if we see more Orisa, or if we see... I do like Orisa on defense, especially in that first choke point. She's really good at bumping enemies off the sides of the bridge, which I personally have fallen off the sides of that bridge on offense way too many times. Embarrassingly many times. Way more times than I have any excuse for, any reason for doing. There we go. Sorry about that. Computer thinks I'm sleeping if I'm watching replays. Come on. Come on, Blizzard, fix that.
After this mission, I'm throwing a party.
I'll just have to keep moving the mouse obnoxiously here. Okay, we're still going Orisa. Good call. Because Orisa works well on offense to bump enemies off the bridge. That works on defense, or that on defense is really good. That works on offense as well. So if the opposing team gets a little bit too aggressive, you can just knock them off the sides. And they kind of have to get aggressive because they got to deal with Orisa. Nice using the payload as cover. And they're doing cover too, but that tank is definitely staying in the open and just getting taken apart a bit. I will say, one big thing, I really love Orisa. Orisa is hard countered by Zenyatta. If you have a Discord orb on you, you have no defense whatsoever. Orisa is the single worst tank in the game against Zen, who unfortunately is one of the best and most popular supports. So watch out for that. And also, if you are having trouble dealing with an opposing Orisa, Zen. So yeah, that Discord orb, that'll get you. I believe Orisa is the slowest tank. Doesn't have any mobility moves like Ryan does. Gross. Balls and Bastion. Ooh, tank mode. And there, yeah, Javelin Spin would have been good. Yeah, on cooldown, but that was perfect. The Fortify did a great job. And that Orisa is juking, but not using cover at all. Like there, you're not using cover at all. You gotta duck behind the wall for that to be any good. You can't just back and forth because you're a giant chonking target. I don't know if that's why people think Orisa's worse now, but you can do that. And here, now this is too soon to use the, oh, are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it? Get him in the lake? It's not a lake, it's a river. I keep calling it a lake. That would have been a great spot for a boop, but you never really know where he is. Okay, good job. Very nice advance. Very nice. It's going to be really hard for the opposing team to match this offense. Excuse me. I like this Orisa skin too. That's a cool one. My favorite is the one that looks like an immortal from StarCraft 2, but the one that I use the most is Demon because the psychological impact. People are still pretty intimidated by Orisa, just generally. Oh man, see there? Yeah, Javelin Spin, there it is. Yeah, you had to use a defensive ability there, you were going to die. Ouch. Yes, so Orisa is a very intimidating tank, and I like the Immortal skin, but it's just not that intimidating. You see it here. But the Demon skin scares the heck out of people. Ooh, nice. Nice Zenal. Very nice. Gotta watch for that Mercy. She's gonna jump in and try to res. There's been a lot of really aggro Mercy reses in this game. On both sides. Kinda great. I love it. Nice. There, that was perfect. So that was using the Javelin Spin defensively just to absorb the fire without getting too deep. Perfect. On that one, you could have gone a little bit deeper, but no need to. That was phenomenal play. I really like that. And again, same thing. Used it to absorb some damage, tank some damage for the team, waste some shots from the enemy tank, and allowed the whole team to clean up. Beautiful. Mwah. And here again, also improved riding with the payload instead of advancing into the... Look at that. I don't even need to say that stuff. You totally get it. You already know. And maybe that's bad advice, but yeah, that would have been a great time for a Javelin, but I don't know if it would have landed. And I'm not sure where that Bastion ult went, but if it doesn't hit you, you gotta check and see where it did hit, because it may have taken out your ulti. Oh man, ulti aggro reses. That is a great time for a Javelin, but yeah, and then a Fortify. Oh, there it is. Yes, so Orisa is more fragile than in previous seasons, but is still Orisa. Nice. Team kill, and then clean finish. Excellent. Okay, so we'll see how that final round goes. Round 4 with the other team on offense. See if we still see Orisa. It is funny. Just some commentary on Season 9. So a lot of people are talking about how Season 9 is like... There's a lot of naysaying, a lot of doom and glooming, but it is a completely different game. And that's one of the big things that's not really being captured, because people will talk about their main hero or a specific hero that's giving them trouble, or like a tank they're really sad about. And one of the things people talked about is how Orisa is now bad. Orisa is now the worst tank, and Sigma is now the best tank. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I'm detecting a color theme here, buddy. That's a lot of the like see from green skins, which I'm totally down for. This is the tentacly alien one? No, it looks like a Sea King thing. I like the style of this one. Love the stick. Yeah, the water and the orb. Ah, look at that. Look at that. But yeah, it is funny. I do think Orisa is one of the best tanks in the game right now. Sigma is very good as well, but I do feel like Sigma... So here's the big thing, right? So Orisa has really hard counters, which can make her seem bad, because there are ways to just completely hard counter her. I get it. So if the other team does like Zenyatta and someone that can do area control or space control, that can really just shut down an Orisa cold. So I get it. So there's a temptation to say she's bad. But you look at Sigma. Sigma doesn't have a hard counter because he's not truly great at any one thing. He's a generalist, which makes it very tempting to be like, well, there's no negative, so therefore there must be positive. I get the temptation, but the fact of the matter is not being good at anything is also, or not being like a really exceptional pick at any one thing is also a pretty big downside. This is some good brawling on the bridge. I'd love to see it. Yeah, I really love Ramattra. Ramatra's still my favorite. Although Ramattra really feels the durability drop. I think more than Orisa. Because Ramattra doesn't have the same kind of durability and protection abilities that Orisa does. And also didn't get quite the same benefit to offense. The gun got a lot better, But the gun was always kind of a poke thing and not the key source of damage in Ramattra. Anyway, that orb is still a really good control piece, especially against any flyers. If there's a Mercy out there, you can just suck her down to the ground. I have repeatedly had some pretty nasty ults canceled, or escape moves canceled, because I was in the vortex and couldn't, like, fly or jump. Now you guys are just stuffing. This is getting a little too deep. And there's no need to do this. They have a minute. They have 2 minutes. That was an interesting call. Very nice, very nice. Wow, wow, wow. Who did that? Oh, yeah, Zen and Junkrat just absolutely murdered that. Okay. And Zen and Pharah. Okay, so there's a Widowmaker up there trying to make a difference here, but it's not working because they just don't have any support. And the blue team is able to focus them down. Oh, there's the ult. That ult is now dramatically worse because the DPS passive reduces the healing you receive from it, and you're taking more damage base. So Ramattra was overpowered, I think, in Season 8. In Season 9, he feels more kind of in the middle of the pack. I still really like him, but I just end up taking off him more because he gets... There are more disadvantageous situations for Ramattra than there were, in ways that I don't think that's impacted the reset.
60 seconds remaining.
Excuse me. This is... So we'll wait it out. We'll watch the last 50 seconds and see if they pull a heroic spout thing. Ramattra Brig, I really like that combo. I think you do also want a Zen in there, kind of helping out. Moira's good too, but more in this case, you want someone a little bit more able to crack the nut that is the aggressive defense, and a Discord Orb would have made all the difference here. So Brig, but I do think they should have switched off of Moira. I don't think Moira is the right pick in this case, because she can't get around or flank anything right here. That is funny. It took 4 players to kill that Brig. Deadly Kitten killed Shade. It's funny. Deadly Kitten doing zoomies and killed the Shadow. I'm sorry. I think I'm funny. Alright, so really, really good. They have 4 seconds, and I don't think there's any way they can reach the checkpoint. Ooh, but they have overtime. That's right. Echo. So right there, the Vortex could have kept the Echo from flying. And I know she can't fly for very long, but long enough to be a dodgy, obnoxious little monster and probably get you killed. Ooh, nice. Oh, the Zen ult. Yeah. And this is going to be a great time for a melee. Got 2 picks. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Awesome. Love it. Good game. Very cool. It was very gratifying to be like, well, in this, you should have done this differently, and then you did it the next round. That was very satisfying. So, good times. Good job.